Here it is, everybody. It's a weekly chart. What is it? Well, one of the best stocks on the planet called Priceline. And we can see that Priceline is testing the 1225 area, which is that 10-week moving average. So I'm going to blow this part of it up. I'm going to take it just like that. I'm going to let you know what this weekly high was. Right now, the weekly high was 1258. And the weekly low was 1223. And it all happened last week. One of the things that we noticed, though, is we have an earnings season coming up, and they're going to report earnings on what day? August 11th, 1900s is what we're going to be looking at for some cost averages with some other guys. But yeah, August 11th, they're going to report earnings after the close. The highs over here on Priceline had, made it up here to 1292. Okay, and there was a lot of upgrades and whatnot. So it's been in a weekly consolidation. That 10-week was rising in value. And we are not by any stretch of the imagination on a weekly level right now. No. We're not that overbought per se on Priceline. We're not. It's not at 97 or any wacko stuff. But we are going to say that there is going to be a big trade. And yes, we're going to do the weekly options here. And we're going to do the 816, and that the weekly is an intraday trade. It's not something to hold overnight, that's for sure. Here we go. We have a daily chart, and we're going to take a look over here on 3/6 of 2014. Priceline was at $1,378 a share. We had a great pullback here, and we had made a low of 1,087, and that was on 5/8, May 8th. We popped right up here to the high on 5/30 at 1292 on this daily chart, and you can clearly see here on the daily what it looks like in the world of Priceline. Priceline, when it reports those quarterly earnings, they are going to have one big super move. And I can tell you that right now. So, these are your daily simple moving averages. One thing that's disturbing for Priceline right here is the 100-day moving average, which is at 1220. Just let me just tell you something. You don't have a 100-day moving average crossing over the 40, the 50, the 20, and the 10. No. That means that this stock does not look like this. And it doesn't. It doesn't look like where all of your 100-day simple moving averages on the daily, they stayed rising all the way up here. And that is this yellow line. And the problem with it, and here's what it really represents. It's a trade. However, look at, when you cross over a 50 with 100 over a 50, there's something wrong with that. The 50, so you know, on a daily simple is 1193. Okay? And that's down here where the 20-day is, and that's the 10-day. And the problem with this here is, until earnings come out, is you don't have a major 100-day crossing all the way over. That's why this thing couldn't go any higher. And number one, it was on very light volume, and they walked the dog right here. And the last lows, when we were buying the calls over here at 1200, and that was on a Friday. But then the following week, bam, there it is. So ultimately, there's a lot of the lows down there. We're also going to do the call. Here we have a monthly chart, MMT. That 10-month, which is still rising, and that's very bullish for the longer term monthly moving average. It's not a daily, it's not a weekly, it's a longer term. And every time we hit it, we bounced. and it's still rising. I just want to make note that the 1216 is exactly that 10-month moving average. And another thing I can say just by looking at this one is we're going to be taking a look at the call and the put strategy in the next moves that we're going to be doing here. One of the things about Priceline is that it's going to report its earnings on August 11th before the pre-market, and that means Monday through Friday going into Monday morning. Priceline's always reported earnings in the after hours market after the close, so we can see that they've moved it over there, and we will be ready for it. This is what the daily looks like, and it's going to come down and test these 50-day moving average, so everyone knows that's the white line there and whatnot, and that's going to be the support levels for it. There's a 5-day period. The options may be the best bet on a Friday. We'll find out. It'll be a 1, a 3, and a 5 days is what I'm talking about. And Priceline loves to trade up going into their quarterly earnings report. So I'm going to conclude that one.